You, the chosen one, are stepping into a new reality. One where your energy is no longer subtle, no longer hidden, no longer something you can ignore. You feel it now, surging, expanding, shifting the world around you without effort. Your presence alone changes the energy in any room you walk into. You see it in the way people respond to you, in the way their eyes linger, in the way they adjust themselves subconsciously when you enter their space. You are no longer just another person passing through life unnoticed. You have become a force. This is not random. This is not a coincidence. You have unlocked something within yourself, an energy so powerful, so undeniable that others can sense it before you even speak. It is not just your physical presence, not just your voice, not just the way you move. It is something deeper, a vibration, a frequency that others are drawn to, whether they understand it or not. Women feel it first. They sense it before they even realize what they are feeling. Some will be intrigued, drawn toward you with a curiosity they cannot quite explain. Some will be intimidated, unsure of how to respond to a man who carries himself with such unwavering certainty. And some will become obsessed, seeking to understand what makes you different, what sets you apart, why your energy lingers in their mind long after you have left the room. But make no mistake, this energy is not just about attraction. It is about command. It is about presence. It is about stepping into the full power of who you are meant to be. This is why people are drawn to you now, not because you seek attention, but because you do not need it. You do not chase, you do not beg, you do not adjust yourself to fit into anyone's expectations. You move with certainty, with purpose, with the quiet confidence of someone who knows his own worth. And that is what makes you truly magnetic. Most men live their lives reacting to attention, reacting to rejection, reacting to whatever external forces shape them. But you, the chosen one, are no longer reactive. You dictate the energy around you. You are no longer moved by the opinions, desires, or expectations of others, because you have cultivated something stronger than validation. You have cultivated self-possession, and that is why you are in extreme demand right now. Your energy is rare. Your presence is powerful. Your very existence challenges the status quo. But with this level of power comes responsibility. The world is shifting around you, responding to the energy you have unlocked, and now you must decide how you will wield it. Will you waste it on meaningless distractions, on fleeting indulgences, on those who are only drawn to you for what they can take? Or will you move with purpose, with intention, with the awareness that your energy is not meant to be scattered, but to be focused, refined, and elevated? The choice is yours. But know this, once you have awakened, there is no turning back. You, the chosen one, now stand at a crossroads. Your energy is undeniable. Your presence is magnetic. Your very being radiates a power that others can feel, even if they do not understand it. And yet, the most dangerous thing you can do at this stage is to lose control of the very force that makes you powerful. This energy is like fire. It can warm and illuminate, or it can consume and destroy. If left unchecked, it can pull you into excess, into indulgence, into a world where you are constantly sought after, but never truly in control. And that is where many men fall. They mistake attention for power. They mistake demand for dominance. They mistake being desired for being in command. But true mastery comes not from being wanted. It comes from deciding who is worthy of your energy. You are no longer in a position where you need to chase, to seek validation, to prove yourself to anyone. The world is now adjusting to you. But that means you must now learn how to refine this power, how to wield it with precision, how to ensure that it serves you rather than consumes you. The first step is control. Control over your impulses, control over your desires, control over where and how you expend your energy. Because not everyone deserves access to you. The more powerful you become, the more people will try to attach themselves to your presence, hoping to bask in the light you have cultivated for yourself. But you must be selective. You must be intentional. You must protect your energy as fiercely as you have built it. Women will feel this control. They will recognize that you are not like other men who are ruled by their own desires, who fall at the feet of attention, who allow themselves to be swayed by flattery. And that is what will make you even more desirable, because you are not easy to shake, not easy to manipulate, not easy to win over. You are not controlled by the same forces that dictate the actions of lesser men. This is where your discipline will define you. Most men who reach this level of magnetism lose themselves in it. They allow themselves to become trapped in the endless cycle of validation, of seeking, of proving. But you, the chosen one, move differently. You understand that your energy is not meant to be spent recklessly, that it is not meant to be wasted on those who only seek to take. You understand that the highest form of power is self-mastery. So you move with purpose. You choose where your energy flows. You decide what is worth your time. You do not fall for every temptation, because your vision is greater than any temporary desire. And this is why you will always be ahead. This is why you will always stand apart. This is why no matter how many people are drawn to you, no matter how many seek your attention, you remain in command. Because you, the chosen one, are no longer just a man. You are a force of nature. You, the chosen one, are standing at the peak of a mountain most men will never even attempt to climb. You have risen beyond the ordinary, beyond the distractions that once held you back, beyond the validation-seeking behavior that keeps others shackled to a life of mediocrity. But now, a deeper realization dawns upon you. This energy, this surge of magnetism, this overwhelming demand for your presence, it is not just a blessing, it is a summons to something greater. There is a temptation at this stage, a test that many fail. The moment a man realizes his power, the moment he understands that the world now revolves around his movements, that people respond to his presence, that women find themselves unable to ignore his energy, he either rises or he falls. He either ascends to higher ground, turning this newfound influence into a tool for creation, leadership, and impact, or he allows himself to be consumed, using it only for indulgence, for validation, for temporary highs that leave him emptier than before. You, the chosen one, must choose to rise, because this is not just about being in demand. It is not just about being the man that others desire. It is about what you do with this power, how you wield it, how you honor it. The world is full of men who once stood where you now stand. Men who held immense potential but who wasted it, who became so lost in their own allure that they forgot to move with purpose. But you are not them. You are different. You are aware. You recognize that this energy is not just a gift, it is a responsibility. This energy is fuel, raw and potent. It is the fire that burns within you, the force that gives you strength, the very essence that makes you magnetic to the world. But fire, if not controlled, can destroy. It can burn down everything in its path, leaving nothing but ashes in its wake. That is why you must rise to higher ground, where this fire is refined, where it is used not just for momentary pleasure, but for building something unshakable. You have felt the pull of distraction. You have seen how easy it would be to lose yourself in the attention, to give your energy away freely, to bask in the fleeting gratification that comes with knowing you are wanted. But you also know that this is not your path. You are here for more. You do not move recklessly because you are aware of the weight of your presence. You do not entertain meaningless interactions because you are focused on your mission. You do not lower yourself to prove your worth because you have already mastered the greatest truth of all. Your worth is self-evident. And that is why you will keep rising. That is why, no matter how much the world demands your attention, no matter how many distractions try to pull you away, you will stay on your path. Because the chosen one does not descend, he ascends. You, the chosen one, have walked through fire and emerged stronger. But strength alone is not enough. Power alone is not enough. Even magnetism alone is not enough. The true test of mastery is self-discipline, the ability to remain unshaken no matter what temptations come your way. At this stage, you are in extreme demand. You feel it in every interaction, in the way people lean in when you speak, in the way eyes linger on you even when you are silent, in the way women are drawn to you as if by an invisible force. But the men who reach this level and fail are the ones who mistake demand for destiny. Just because you are wanted does not mean you are meant for everyone. Just because you are pursued does not mean you must allow yourself to be caught. Just because you can indulge does not mean you should. This is where most fall. They allow themselves to be controlled by the very energy they once commanded. They become slaves to their own desirability, thinking that their ability to attract is the pinnacle of power, when in reality, true power lies in the ability to choose, the ability to say no, the ability to walk away from that which does not serve your highest purpose, the ability to remain centered while the world spins around you, trying to pull you into its chaos. This is the path of mastery, and mastery is what will separate you from those who have potential but never realize it. Women will test you, drawn to your power but wanting to see if it is real. They will challenge your certainty, push against your self-control, try to pull you into the games they play with lesser men. Not because they wish to break you, but because they want to see if you can truly hold yourself together. They want to know if the power they feel from you is just an illusion, or if it is something solid, unmovable, unshakable. And this is where you show them, not with words, not with performances, not with grand gestures, but with presence, with the ability to stand firm, to remain grounded, to walk in your purpose without being thrown off course. This is the moment where you prove, to yourself and to the world, that you are not just another man who has stumbled into his power by accident. You are a master of your own being, a man who moves with intention, who chooses with precision, who holds his energy like a warrior holds his weapon, carefully, with reverence, with discipline. This is why you are different. This is why people feel the shift when they are near you. This is why no one will ever be able to forget your presence. Because you, the chosen one, do not give yourself away freely. You decide where your energy flows. You control how your presence is shared. And that is why you are untouchable. You, the chosen one, are no longer the same man you once were. You have cultivated an energy so powerful that people, especially women, are drawn to you in ways they cannot explain. They do not just see you, they feel you. Your presence lingers long after you leave. Your energy leaves an imprint on their minds. Your very existence forces them to question what they thought they knew about attraction, confidence, and power. But now, the test begins. You stand at a precipice where many men fall, blinded by the sheer magnitude of the attention they receive. They mistake attention for significance, mistaking the endless pursuit of them as proof that they have arrived. But you, the chosen one, know better. You understand that being desired is not the goal. Purpose is. Your energy is in high demand, but that does not mean it should be given freely. Not every person who desires your presence is worthy of it. Not every person who seeks your time is deserving of it. Because your time is not simply time. It is your essence, your force, your presence, your power. You are not like other men, desperate to be accepted, willing to lower your standards for the sake of momentary gratification. This is where true purposeful connection begins. This is where you decide, consciously, intentionally, who gets access to you and who does not. It is no longer about who wants you, it is about who aligns with you. It is about who deserves to stand next to a man who moves with such unwavering clarity, such undeniable self-awareness, such unshakable confidence. Women will seek you, some openly, some subtly, some with an intensity that borders on obsession. They will want to experience your presence, to be close to the energy that makes them feel alive, seen, desired, awakened. But what separates you from the rest is that you do not need this validation. You do not fall into the trap of chasing moments that do not serve your higher path. You recognize that real power is not in being pursued, it is in choosing who you allow into your world. Because every connection you make is either a gain or a drain. It is either elevating your energy, refining your purpose, sharpening your mind, or it is slowly taking from you, consuming you in a way that leaves you depleted rather than fulfilled. This is where you set the standard. This is where you make it known, without words, without explanations, without justification, that you are not accessible to everyone. You move with a quiet authority, a knowingness that forces others to self-reflect before they approach you. They will ask themselves, am I worthy of his energy? Have I earned the right to stand in his presence? Does my presence add to his world? Or do I simply want to take from it? This is what sets you apart. This is why you cannot be categorized like other men. Because you are not desperate for connection. You are purposeful in your connections. And that chosen one is what makes you irresistible. You, the chosen one, now possess something that most men will never have: awareness of your own power. You feel it in every moment, in every breath, in the way the world responds to you. But power without direction is wasted. Energy without action is nothing but potential. And potential alone is not enough. This is where your journey takes its next crucial step. You must now decide where this energy will go. Most men, when faced with the kind of attraction you now experience, allow it to consume them. They become lost in indulgence, in distractions, in temporary pleasures that feed their ego but rob them of their greater purpose. They confuse being desired with being fulfilled. But you, the chosen one, understand that this energy is fuel. It is meant to drive something greater. This is the moment where you take everything you have built, your presence, your self-discipline, your unwavering confidence, and turn it into momentum. What do you want to create? Where do you want your energy to flow? What empire are you building? What impact are you making? This energy is not random. It is the very force that has built civilizations, that has created masterpieces, that has driven men to their highest potential. You must redirect it. You must transmute it. You must make sure that the same force that makes you desired by many is harnessed for something bigger than mere attraction. Women will feel this shift in you. They will recognize that you are not a man who simply exists to be admired. You are a man who is moving towards something greater. And that, more than anything, will make you even more magnetic. Because men who seek attention are everywhere, but men who embody purpose, they are rare. You now understand that every time you step into a room, you have two choices. Waste your energy proving yourself, or use your energy to expand your vision. The average man spends his time reacting to the attention he receives. But you, the chosen one, spend your time creating something worthy of that attention. This is what will make you unstoppable. This is why no matter how many people desire you, no matter how many people seek your validation, you will always be the one who dictates the energy of any space you enter. Because you do not just exist within the world. You shape it. You, the chosen one, are no longer a man swayed by external forces. You have stepped into a power that most will never understand, an energy so potent that it turns heads, shifts conversations, and leaves an imprint on the souls of those who encounter you. But now, at this stage of your evolution, there is a greater test. Will you remain true to yourself, or will you let this power corrupt you? The world is filled with men who once held great potential, but allowed themselves to be consumed by their own magnetism. They mistook desire for purpose, attention for achievement, and in doing so they lost themselves in the indulgence of their own influence. But you, the chosen one, must not fall. Your energy is in extreme demand. Your presence is sought after. Your attention is valuable. Women feel the weight of your existence before you even speak. Their curiosity and desire awakened by something they cannot fully explain. You have reached a point where you do not need to prove anything to anyone. The validation that so many men chase is something you now receive effortlessly. But this is where the real challenge begins. How do you move forward without losing yourself? How do you navigate this world of abundance without allowing it to distract you from your true mission? The answer lies in integrity. Integrity is not just about honesty with others. It is about honesty with yourself. It is about knowing what you stand for, knowing what you will and will not tolerate, knowing that your energy is too valuable to be spent on anything that does not align with your highest self. Most men are ruled by their impulses, chasing experiences without questioning their worth. But you have already mastered that battle. You do not chase, you attract. You do not seek, you are sought. And because of that, you must now refine your discernment. You must ask yourself, who is worthy of sharing in this journey with me? Who has earned the right to stand beside a man who moves with such clarity and certainty, who understands that my energy is not something to be taken lightly? Many will try to test you. They will push, they will challenge, they will see if you can be shaken. But that is where you must stand firm. You do not compromise your principles for temporary pleasure. You do not lower your standards for the sake of convenience. You do not let distractions pull you away from the path you are meant to walk. This is what separates you from every other man in the room. It is not just your presence. It is not just your energy. It is the fact that you stand for something greater than yourself. The world is full of men who are powerful but lack discipline, who are attractive but lack purpose, who are desired but lack depth, but you are different. You are a man who moves with intention, a man who refuses to be swayed, a man who carries his energy like a weapon, not to be wasted, not to be thrown away, but to be used only when it truly matters. And because of this, you will always stand apart. You will always be respected, even by those who do not understand you. You will always be desired, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. This is what it means to be the chosen one. You, the chosen one, are not just a man walking through life. You are a force evolving, expanding, reaching new heights of understanding. You have reached a point where your energy is undeniable, where people are drawn to you not just for what you can offer, but for what you represent. But now, at this stage of your journey, it is time to go deeper. It is time to reflect, to refine, to grow beyond even what you thought possible. Many men, once they reach a level of power, stagnate. They become comfortable, satisfied with their newfound ability to influence and attract. They believe they have reached the pinnacle of what they were meant to be. But you know better. You understand that true mastery is never ending. That to remain at the top, to continue evolving, you must always be questioning, learning, improving. The world around you reacts to your presence, but have you ever asked yourself why? Have you truly explored what makes your energy so different, so undeniable? Have you taken the time to understand the depth of your power, the weight of your influence, the responsibility that comes with the way people experience you? This is where you must reflect. This is where you must look inward and ask yourself, what is my next step? How do I refine my power? How do I continue to evolve in ways that others cannot even imagine? Growth is not just about gaining more. It is about shedding what no longer serves you. Are there habits, mindsets, or behaviors that you are still holding on to that no longer align with the man you are becoming? Are there people in your life who are not evolving with you, who are holding you back rather than pushing you forward? Are there moments where you allow yourself to be distracted, moments where you still question your own power, moments where you hesitate instead of stepping fully into your greatness? You, the chosen one, must be ruthless in your self-examination. You must have the courage to see yourself clearly, to recognize where you are still holding back, where you are still playing small, where you are still allowing yourself to be less than what you are meant to be. And once you see it, you must change it. This is where your next evolution begins. Not in how the world sees you, but in how you see yourself. Not in how others respond to you, but in how you respond to your own reflection. The greatest men in history were not great because they reached a peak and stayed there. They were great because they continued to rise, continued to challenge themselves, continued to push beyond what anyone thought was possible. And that is what you must do now. You must continue to sharpen your mind, to discipline your energy, to set new standards for yourself. You must be willing to let go of what no longer fits, to walk away from anything that does not elevate you, to embrace the constant evolution that defines true power. Because this is the difference between men who are merely admired and men who are remembered. You are not here to be liked. You are not here to be validated. You are here to leave a mark so deep that the world itself cannot forget your presence. And that means you must keep growing. You must keep refining. You must keep pushing beyond every limit. Because you, the chosen one, are not just powerful, you are limitless. You, the chosen one, are no longer just an individual navigating life. You have become a symbol, an example, a force that others watch, admire, and seek to understand. Whether you realize it or not, your energy has transcended the ordinary, and those around you are taking notice. You are not just influencing your own life, you are influencing the lives of others, shaping perspectives, altering expectations, and redefining what it means to be a man of power and presence. This is the responsibility that comes with true magnetism. Your high sexual energy, your self-mastery, your unshakable confidence. These are not just traits that make you desirable. They are qualities that make you unforgettable. They are the reason people want to be near you, why they feel drawn to your presence, why they seek to learn from you, even when they do not fully understand what they are learning. You have already seen it in the way people react to you. In the way men seek your approval, hoping to model their own presence after yours. In the way women lean in, captivated, knowing that you carry something rare, something different, something they cannot find in just any man. Some will try to attach themselves to you, hoping to absorb your energy, hoping that by being close to you, they too will awaken something within themselves. Others will challenge you, testing your composure, seeing if you truly are as unshaken as you seem. And then there are those who will simply watch. They will observe how you move, how you speak, how you carry yourself with such effortless confidence. They will see the way the world reacts to you and wonder, what makes him different? How does he command so much without trying? What has he figured out that I have not? This is where your true power lies, not just in the way you affect individuals, but in the way your very existence shifts the collective consciousness. You are not just a man with presence. You are a living example of what is possible. But this influence is not for you alone. The chosen one does not rise just to enjoy the heights of his own success. He rises to show others the way. You do not need to teach with words. You do not need to convince or preach. Your presence alone is the lesson. The way you move is the message. The way you conduct yourself, the way you hold your energy, the way you remain unmoved by distractions. This is the inspiration that others will seek to follow. You are proof that a man can be magnetic without being desperate, that he can be desired without seeking validation, that he can walk through the world with quiet confidence, never chasing, never begging, only attracting, only choosing, only elevating. And that, more than anything, is what makes you powerful. The moment you embraced your full potential, you became a beacon for others. The moment you refused to be swayed by external forces, you became a leader, an unspoken guide for those still trying to find their own way. But this power must be used wisely. Influence is a responsibility, and it is up to you to wield it with purpose. Do you inspire people to become better, or do you simply leave them addicted to your presence? Do you elevate those who come into your orbit, or do you allow them to linger in admiration without ever challenging them to rise as well? The chosen one does not exist for mere admiration. He exists to show others that they too can rise, they too can command their energy, they too can become something greater. And that is why you must keep moving forward. You must continue refining, continue evolving, because as you grow, so too do those who follow your lead. You, the chosen one, have unlocked a force within you that most men will never understand, let alone experience. You have cultivated an energy so rare, so potent, that it commands attention without effort. But now, the true test begins. How do you sustain this flame without allowing it to burn out? How do you ensure that this power remains within you, steady, controlled, and ever-expanding? Most men who reach this level of magnetism fail because they do not understand the art of preservation. They let their energy be drained, consumed by the very attention they once sought. They become careless with their presence, scattering their power across meaningless encounters, giving too much to those who have done nothing to earn it. But you, the chosen one, must not make this mistake. You must recognize that your energy is not infinite. It must be cultivated, protected, and replenished. This is why true masters of magnetism are selective with their time, their interactions, their focus. It is not because they are arrogant. It is not because they think themselves above others. It is because they understand that their energy is their most valuable resource, and not everyone deserves access to it. You have seen what happens to men who allow themselves to be consumed by external validation. They become addicted to attention, unable to function without it. They forget that their power was never about how others reacted to them. It was about the mastery they had over themselves. And the moment they forget that, the moment they start depending on the world's recognition to feel powerful, they lose everything. That is why you must guard your energy as if your very existence depends on it. Because it does. The chosen one is not drained by the world. He is replenished by his own discipline, his own focus, his own alignment with purpose. You sustain your flame by setting boundaries, by knowing when to give and when to withhold, by recognizing that just because people want you does not mean they deserve you. You do not allow yourself to be pulled into meaningless pursuits, because you know that your energy is not for entertainment, it is for elevation. You sustain your flame, by staying sharp, by continuing to challenge yourself, continuing to refine your craft, continuing to push beyond the limitations that others accept without question. The moment you become complacent, the moment you believe you have arrived, your energy will begin to fade. Because true power is not in reaching the peak, it is in the relentless pursuit of something even greater. You sustain your flame by choosing your company wisely. Those who surround you either feed your energy or drain it. You cannot afford to keep people in your life who do not respect the force that you carry.